Hey everybody, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to do something a little bit different from what we usually do. Now, typically we talk about classic cocktails and how to manipulate the flavors to your own taste buds. But today we're going to take a classic flavor profile and make a pumpkin spice martini. So we're going to talk about the cocktail family structure of the pumpkin spice martini. We're going to make the cocktail and stay tuned to the very end because we're going to use that cocktail family structure to do our own fun twist on this fall classic flavor profile. Hi everybody, I'm Chris from A Bar Above. I'm a 15-year veteran of the bar and somebody that loves making fun and creative cocktails. Now we're going to make the pumpkin spice martini here in a moment, but before we do, let's quickly talk about the cocktail family that it lives inside of. Now, despite its name being the pumpkin spice martini, it is not a true martini. Not even close. Don't even get me started on the nomenclature of martini. That is a different video, and it's probably going to be more of a rant video. So we'll maybe make that in the future. But for now, let's focus on the cocktail family. So the pumpkin spice martini actually lives inside of the flip cocktail family. And just like any other cocktail family, it has many subfamilies inside of it. Now, the subfamily that the pumpkin spice martini lives inside of is actually the Alexander. Now, the Alexander is a spirit, liqueur, dairy, and spice. Now, the spice is usually in the form of either a syrup or actual spice. So that is a template that we're going to be using to make our own fun variation later on. Now, when we did our research on the pumpkin spice martini, there was no OG classic gold standard recipe that we could reference. Instead, when we looked at the ingredients, it made the most sense to put it in the Alexander family. So we're going to use that as our starting point, and no better way to showcase what that looks like than to make the Alexander version of the pumpkin spice martini together. To make the cocktail, we're going to go ahead and start by building everything in our cheater tin here. And this is a pretty straightforward recipe. We're going to start off with our base spirit, which is going to be vanilla vodka. Next, we have our liqueur, which is going to be Bailey's. So this is going to kind of double up on some of the cream portion of it. It's going to bring some kind of spice flavor in there as well and add a lot of texture to the cocktail. Next, we have some pumpkin puree. Now, this is a really cool product by Real. It has all those flavors in it. It's got a little pumpkin puree in there. It's got those spices in there. And they just do a great job. I really like their purees. Not sponsored by them, but if you're listening, you could be. And finally, the dairy portion. So we are going to be using just heavy cream. So the cocktails that live inside of the Alexander family tend to be a little bit more rich and kind of desserty. So what we're going to do is actually use a reverse dry shake. And what that means is we're going to start off by putting the ice in here, and then we're going to shake to get it chilled. We're going to remove the ice, and we're going to go ahead and shake it again. What this is going to do is create a really cool kind of froth layer on top and really get those ingredients mixed well together. So once again, for the reverse dry shake, we're going to go ahead and just strain out the ice. Everything's nice and cold and the dilution has already happened. Now we're going to get rid of the ice and shake again. That's the reverse dry shake. So I'm going to go ahead and fine strain this, and what this is going to do is pull out any pulp, but it's also going to go ahead and add a little bit more air into this cocktail as well. And finally, to kind of reinforce those spice notes, we're going to go ahead and garnish with some fresh grated cinnamon. And there we have it, the pumpkin spice martini. Cheers, everyone. Honestly, I kind of want to hate it on it, but it's actually pretty good. So this drink's like a very kind of close cousin to an eggnog. It's got some nice spice in there. You can taste that pumpkin flavor in there. It's actually pretty good. But I'm looking forward to our version of this. To make our variation, we're going to go ahead and start off the same exact way. So we're going to build everything in our cheater tin here. Now we're going to follow that same kind of formula that we talked about with the cocktail family. So our base spirit, instead of vanilla vodka, is going to be a really beautiful cognac. Now you don't have to use this exact same one. You could use a brandy, but this is going to give you the flavor profile that we're looking for. Now this has a little touch of salinity to it. Also, you're going to be getting a lot more of the barrel notes in this. So vanillas, some caramels in there as well. So it's going to add even more flavor to this particular drink. Now, the other ingredient that we're going to substitute out, instead of the Baileys, we're going to use a really fantastic Amaro called Amaro Nonino. Now, this has some really great kind of deep spices and orange notes in here, and it's going to add a lot of complexity to this drink. Now, we have made our own spice syrup here, so we're going to go ahead and add that in there as well. And finally, to stay on theme with the Alexander, we're going to go ahead and add our heavy cream in there. So we have all those main characters of the Alexander, and now we're going to go ahead and do the reverse dry shake again. Nice and easy. One more time. And to garnish this one, we're going to change it up and do a little bit of fresh nutmeg. And there we have it, our version of the Pumpkin Spice Martini. Cheers. Man, completely different. You can tell it's the same family of cocktail. It's got that same kind of feel, but the flavor profiles are profoundly different. How it kind of compares to this one here. So this, very much eggnog focused. It has the same weight, same body, all that stuff. This one is much cleaner. It has more flavor to it. It's richer, rounder, and is more balanced in my opinion, which is very strange. But I think the Cognac and the Amaro just adds so much more weight and complexity to this drink. It actually makes it considerably better. This is a delicious variation on the Pumpkin Spice Martini, and what I would probably tell you to make this one. So there we have it. We have made the Pumpkin Spice Martini. We have talked about the cocktail family that it lives inside of, namely the Alexander, and we've used that cocktail family structure to come up with our own fun variation, which I highly recommend that you try. Now, we know that you're going to come up with your own fun variations, and we can't wait to see them. Put them in the comments below, and we will taste them alongside with you. Now, you've watched a lot of videos like this in the past. You know exactly what we're going to ask. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell icon, and you will get notified anytime we release a cocktail video similar to this one. Until then, I hope you are enjoying your favorite version of the Pumpkin Spice Martini. Cheers.